Om Gam Ganapate Namaha, Om Gam Gurubhya Namaha, Om Aim Saraswatya Namaha, Sumagasyagadandasya Kapilokachaganaga, Lambodharisya Rajokanadibam, Dhumadganadyaksho Balajandro Gajanana, Radhachedanamani, Ephajichiniadvi, Sarvakara Samarambhe, Vignattasana Jayate, Om Chuklam, Varadaram Vishnum, Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam, Prasannyavadamdaye, Survikno Vishantaye, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murte, Vishpavanjaya Chandaya, Shri Shivanandaya Te Namaha. Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike, Sharanye Trambake Gauri, Narayani Namostude, Narayani Namostude. Om Shanti.
Swamiji, could you tell us what prompted you to bring yoga to the West originally?
My master said, people are waiting, go ahead. It's true, because many of the souls from the past lives are reincarnating now in the West, in Europe and America. And yoga is not just new to them, they already knew the subject from the past lives. And so I came to reawaken their past memory and bring them back into the spiritual life so that I can proceed further on the spiritual path. So when I came to America in 1957, yoga was practically unknown. I traveled to the length and breadth of America and to give televisions and radio programs and demonstrations, universities and colleges, public demonstrations. And at last I wrote the complete illustrated book of yoga and explained things in a more modern and scientific way. And since that book was published and the West understood what the true yoga means, and since then yoga became very popular. Many universities and other places they are now conducting the classes, almost all YMCA, YWCA, they are yoga courses. And so I awakened the consciousness which is hidden in the people of the West. They are not people from the West, they are also from the East, from the past lives.
Right. Do you think there is a particular need for yoga in Western life today, though?
It is more than any other time in the history, as the stress and tension of life in the West, we all know, is far beyond the ordinary human being's control. Thousands and thousands of people are living on tranquilizers, sleeping pills, pepper pills, and alcohol, because they are unable to cope up with stress, one of the major cause of problem. And yoga helps to bring the stress under control, not only on physical level, but mental and spiritual level. Though a person can have a healthy life, free of many problems which ordinary people face, just like job, security and so on, but still there's a vacuum in him. This vacuum is caused by lack of inner peace, the lack of going and finding that peace that passes all understanding, which the Bible describes, and that through meditation too. So there are different aspects, different stages for different types of people according to their evolutionary development. So the most important problem of the West now facing is stress due to lack of discipline, due to too much excitement. Bars and televisions, everything excites. Very few films exist which brings peace and to calm the mind. Just like that today when I saw the Gandhi, it is beautifully done. And the whole idea is to calm the emotions and to bring our mind under control. That's what whole teachings of Gandhi, that's the teaching of yoga. In fact, Gandhi was a true yogi. And so that's exactly we need at this moment when the nuclear threat is coming from every corner, every nook and corner, man can blow up the whole world.
What is the importance of Hatha Yoga, doing the asanas?
Hatha Yoga, many people, is not asana. That's one of the greatest mistakes people make. Hatha Yoga is the practical aspect of Raja Yoga. Just like Raja Yoga has got Hatha Yoga 8 steps. Yama, Nima, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Asana comes the third step. It's only kindergarten lesson. And beyond that, there's pranayama, breathing, not only physical breathing, but also psychic breathing, to control the psychic nerves. And then beyond that, the pratyahara, meditation technique, etc. The Hatha Yoga contains all the practical aspect of Raja Yoga. Raja Yoga itself do not have the practical steps to learn anything. So the Hatha Yoga gives this technique. Hatha Yoga means Ha and Ta. Ha means sun, Ta means moon, or another word is positive and negative energy. In Chinese they call yin and yang, Ha and Ta. When these two energies are brought together, then there is an awakening of the consciousness energy to the opposite direction. At present, energy in the consciousness and thought goes to sensual and sexual level. Once the Ha and Ta, these two energies are brought together, then it goes backward. At that time, the higher centers will open up. And when the higher centers are open and brought to the highest center, Sahasrara, then it is called the highest aim of yoga. That's union, you see. So Hatha Yoga is union of this Ha and Ta. It's not exercise alone. Exercise is just a part to get control over the physical system.
Can you explain to us the meaning of prana?
Yes, it is a word which in the Western terminology doesn't exist. Just like before Newton, they never knew there was a gravity. The gravity, that force was not invented or discovered its existence, and then gave a word gravity. And then Einstein gave another word for relativity. So also prana is a word given for the universal energy which manifests in all animate and inanimate being from the lowest to the highest. Just look at this beautiful flower, that beauty. There's a life force emanating, and we can take a Kirlian photography and we see that life force emanating from the fingertip as well as from the flower or from this leaf. Now if I take this leaf and take a Kirlian photography, you can see the fresh leaf. It's not dead yet, still the life is there, you can see the energy pattern. And then if I just divide that into half and then still if I take a photograph immediately, I'll see the full leaf, that energy pattern. And that's called the energy manifestations, energy we call prana, you see. In all of us, without that prana, you look at a dead body, look at a living person, though the dead body is still beautiful, just stop the breathing. The face is beautiful, everything is beautiful, but you don't want to touch that dead body, you feel horrible. Yeah. That something is missing, and that's the prana. It is not the soul. Prana is energy, electricity, gravitational force, and that manifests through this body made up of ice cream, pizza, bananas, and that body, it manifests. At that time you see, it shines, it's like a bulb. Bulb itself cannot shine, there's behind that bulb there's electricity. Same behind this talking body made up of food, there is the prana, and that prana makes me, my hand moves, my eye sparkles, my talk makes more to lift another person's mind. This is all prana. So the prana is the life-giving energy which manifests. In some people they have tremendous amount of prana and it's stored in the solar plex. When this battery is discharged, though there is little prana and his eyes are very dim, his expression is not so clear, though he speaks beautiful language, but yet his words and language will not bring any reaction in another person. Just like a tape recorder, when the tape recorder talks, it doesn't have any effect on the person. Oh, you know, it's just a recorded thing. But when a live person talks, that same talk which is given, which is being given to a tape recorder and the live person bring it to a live person are quite different, because the expression coming through the prana, the thought, the word is being recharged with the pranic current, you see. So in all our life, what we call personality of a person is how much prana he's having. If he's got tremendous personality, he can move the world, just like Mahatma Gandhi. And many other people who move the world, they got tremendous amount of prana. Others do have prana, but they abuse it or misuse it for sensual pressures and sexual pressures, and they dissipate this energy and there's nothing left for them. That's energy which we try to control in Hatha Yoga.
Can you increase your own level of prana by doing it?
That's true.
Or is it that you free the flow?
You can easily feel in your It has nervous system, especially the spinal cord. With specific breathing exercise, the prana will flow upward. Sometimes it creeps like an ant. Sometimes it is just like a tingling sensation of an electrical current passing through the central nervous system, and your whole body will be just like a magnetized, energized thing. You feel so peaceful, so intense, and meditation will come naturally. Your brain becomes so light and so beautiful. This all experience you can get it when the prana is awakened.
Is yoga good for people of any age?
It has naturally, because yoga postures, there are 840,000 postures there. Only Lord Shiva knows the posture, who is the founder of this system. But out of the 840,000 postures, there are 84 with the 300 variations are there. And in that variations, you get almost every type of exercise for every age group and every conditions of the body. Sick people, old people, young people, children. I mean, for every walk of life, you find certain portion of the yoga is applied, and they can get benefit through that. And then they can increase as they progress.
Do you have any anecdotes or stories of people, famous or unknown people, who have taken up yoga?
Yeah, first, of course, there's so many people, but one of the information I can give is Beatles. First time I was in Nassau, Bahamas, and I used to have lecture and classes for the Bahamian people during winter time, and Emerald Beach Hotel used to give the hall free for my use for the people, because mostly to help the people. But when I arrived there, they gave the hall, but next day they called me. We can't give the hall because it's been going to be used by the Beatles for the press conference. Those days in 64, 65, I think. Beatles were just coming up, their names, and so they're having a big press conference, and they're coming to shoot some film there in Nassau. So they said, because of that, they are unable to give. So then that night, I called Mr. Mayesh, my host there. I'm going to change this Beatles because there's something they're going to do to the yoga system. I feel that way. So I took my complete illustrated book of 4 copies, the hard autographed. I did not know their names. Someone told these are their names. So I just autographed according to them, whatever the name they told me. And I came to see them to present, but they were not in their hotel room. They said they are at the Nassau airport. They were shooting a film, I think, Yellow Submarine, something like that. That was it. They were shooting the film. So I went there, and the director, someone, Indian director, Swami Wan, came to give some books to the Beatles. So he called the Beatles, and they were sitting all like children under the film, bicycling, and so they just all 4 came up. And I took all the books, and as I took, and I don't know their name, who they were, but each one of their name I took, and I actually just matched their name. And then first time, the Ringo opened the book and then saw the headstand. His reaction was, my God, I can't even stand on my feet, how am I going to stand on the head? But George, it seems, his birthday, I did not know that day. And I gave it George, and he is the person who actually took some serious questions about yoga. And I knew that he is going to bring this message of yoga in a way to the young people, because at that time young people have no control over anything, you see. So I introduced yoga to the Beatles through them, the yoga. Then they went later on, got into various other TM and so forth. But anyhow, the yoga was actually introduced to them, and that helped one. Another one is the late Peter Sellers. He went with me for my peace mission last time when he was alive. Dublin, unfortunately, he's not here on this plane. But he was a good yogi. He kept his regular routine. He used to practice meditation, asana, exercise regularly, pranayama. And I gave him a name, spiritual, the Atma Rama. So he sent me a card, one little like Pink Panther card, little Atma Rama, the spiritual name. And so also, so many other people I thought, but these are just people who were more, took yoga and brought yoga and made other people also realize the value of yoga. You see, to many people do. Peter Sellers, many movie stars started taking yoga. And so
Can you define exactly why you think people should practice yoga?
there are 5 aspects in yoga. You take the human body as a car, and this car, human body, also needs 5 things just like in a motor car. Though you bought a latest model Rolls Royce or an ordinary Volkswagen, all cars needs 5 things. First of all, it needs a cooling system. Second, it needs oiling and lubrication. Third, it needs gasoline, proper gas for petrol. Fourth, a battery. Fifth, a sensible driver behind the wheel. Doesn't matter what cars are, these are the 5 things essential. So this body of a human being is a vehicle, it is not the soul. Soul uses this body, and 5 things are essential for this body. First, oiling and lubrication, and that's for asana or postures. In the car, you got wheels and gears, but in the body you got joints, and some joints you call flexors, some muscles which flexes the muscle, some extends the muscles, flexors, extensors, abductors, adductors, pronators, supinators, elevators, depressors, protrusions, and retractors. The different types of muscles. But muscles can do only one thing. It can pull, it cannot push. And then muscles are arranged in opposite pairs. For example, if I bend my biceps, that opposite muscle extends, stretches. When I extend my arm, the triceps contracts and biceps stretches. So this is called opposite arrangement. And whenever there is tightness in one section, it brings immobility. Suppose triceps is too hard and biceps try to contract, I go to 50% mobility. And suppose triceps is giving enough width, then I get 100% mobility. So most of us in the forward bending, many of our muscles are shortened. You cannot stretch anymore. And so everyone has got some problem with the back, with his spine and with other joints. So this, first of all, our yogi is trying to correct this improper bodily posture through asana or postures. That's first thing, that's called oiling and lubrication. Secondly, all exercise meant to increase circulation and keep the arteries flexible and increase oxygen value. The other exercises like jogging, running, etc. do help in increasing the oxygen value, but there are always oxygen that takes place because the body overworks and there is a limit your body can create an oxygen debt or increase carbon dioxide, and fatigue sets in because of lactic acid formation. In yogi exercise, we don't create any fatigue, yet we create the arteries flexible through exercise and increase in circulation plus the diet, vegetarian diet should go together because arteries are hardened by non-vegetarian diet where the slowly the cholesterol and other calcium like deposits slowly accumulates on the artery walls, and artery walls get occluded gently and slowly, and permanent occlusion takes place just like in the heart. Then you got heart attack, or occlusion takes place in the arteries in the brain called brain stroke. And so the major problem of the sickness starts with the hardening of the arteries. In other words, high blood pressure and heart problem are the major problem of the West because of the intake of food is basically high protein with all the contents which your liver cannot break down. It goes into the joints from arthritis, like uric acid, or it becomes cholesterol level and hardening of the arteries. Either way, it is a disaster for both heart and for the central nervous system to the brain. And so yogic exercise through the diet keep the arteries flexible, so the blood will not, each time when the heart comes, it expands and contracts very beautifully, so there is smooth flow of blood. In hardened arteries, it goes in spurts because of the no expansion. So yogi exercise keeps arteries flexible because each motion, as seen in the pictures, it's forward bending, backward bending, pulling the muscles along the blood vessels and keep the circulation level. And so and also the breathing is done in such a way you never create oxygen debt. You do exercise and more, breathe deeper than normal, so there will be no oxygen deficiency at all at any given moment. So there will be no fatigue. In between also there is relaxation. It's not only just merely exercising alone. Relaxation is as important as exercise, but relaxation will not come naturally. That if I contract my muscles, also to relax my muscles I have to give another command. So the mind plays an important part. So yoga exercise, not merely physical exercise, but breathing, diet and mind control, all three come together. So the first on that is the physical exercise called oiling and lubrication. Then we call cooling system, that called relaxation. Third, the food. The energy for the body comes from the food, water, air and the sunlight. And most of the things we get through breathing. Yogi's diet is very simple, but most of the energy we can get from the air and by breathing, plus the prana. Next is the fourth is the solar plex, which is the battery, which you have to charge. As the car needs a battery, and this to pranayama we recharge the solar plex. And the fifth, the sensible driver behind the wheel is the mind, and mind controls the body. And when you are able to control the body properly through proper thinking and meditation, then you get a complete holistic health. And that's why yoga is important, because yoga is not only treating one aspect and neglecting other. You see, many people take exercise and develop their muscles, but they forget to develop the internal organs. Others they only do meditation, but they don't do anything with their body. Others just take care of their running and exercise, but their diet is horrible, and they even smoke. Though they are exercising their body, they smoke instead of breathing. So yoga applies 5 things: proper exercise, that's oiling and lubrication, then proper relaxation, which is the cooling system, then proper food, that's vegetarian diet with proper breathing, that's the energy, then fourth, the battery for the body, solar plex, where we control the prana and store the prana, and the fifth, meditation. Once you put all this, then you have complete health. Otherwise you have one aspect you are controlling, but other aspect you are neglecting. And that's why yoga is essential. And also for yoga exercise you don't need a big space. You can do in your living room or in a bedroom. Just about a 3x6 space is all sufficient. You can do all the postures easily, and your family members can join together. Father, mother, children, they all can practice together without having any difficulty. These 5 points.
Does it matter what religion you are if you want to practice yoga? I mean, supposing I'm a Christian or a Muslim, is it going to conflict with my beliefs at all?
In fact, the first yogi to come to West is Jesus. Jesus is a yogi. He was in India during the period of absence. From 12 to 28, he was in India, he practicing yoga. His philosophy is Jnana Yoga. I and my Father are one. I am in you, you are in me, I am he. That's literally Jnana Yoga. And in the Dead Sea Scroll you can see, actually, Jesus taught pranayama, breathing exercise. Jesus taught certain yogic kriyas by pranayama, breathing. Jesus taught how to clean the lower columns through the bhasti, the yogic technique, using whatever available things there. In fact, if you just go into the Dead Sea Scroll where the original language Jesus spoke, Aramaic, and you see clearly given the whole yogic techniques, including the fasting, even the food, vegetarian. He prescribed vegetarian food for the people, completely vegetarian. And also he taught them how to sprout, make bread with the sprouts. It's unbelievable what he has told 2,000 years ago, you see. But the true Christian people have forgotten. In fact, Jesus was not a Christian, he was a Jew. But his teaching was originally all pure yoga. You see. Later on, there are so many centuries gone, and that people start changing the old truth, and they created the new according to their belief and the time conditions. You see, so that's true. So anybody can practice, and because pranayama, breathing exercise, you have to breathe whether Christian, Muslim, or Arab, all have to breathe. So you better learn how to breathe properly. And Christian or Muslim or Arab, they all get arthritis because the meat same diet. So Arab also get arthritis, Jewish people also get arthritis, Christians and Hindus also get arthritis. So how to prevent? Yoga teaches by right diet, and arthritis get hardened. This may which religion you belong to. So yoga, plus you need peace of mind. The yoga gives techniques on meditation. Now, the meditation I can also do on the flower, gazing at the flower, or on a candle to stop the mind, or I can use it on the cross, Star of David, or a Krishna, or Rama, or Om, or a black dot, or on a star. So it's depending upon, but the technique used to control the mind is the same. Just like cooking, heat is necessary. It doesn't matter what type of cooking you do, but heating, the heat can come from ordinary firewood like in India, or cow dung, or gas, or electric stove, or microwave oven. But there is heat. Doesn't matter how you cook. Same way, meditation technique is the same. Doesn't matter what technique. There's no special technique at all to still the mind, to calm the mind. Yoga, chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is stilling the mind so that we can find the peace. And for the stilling, object must be given to the mind to focus, a focal point. The focal can be in a chakra, Ajna chakra, or Vishuddha chakra, or any of the internal plexus, or an external object, or a picture of Krishna, or Shiva, or a Jesus picture, or a Star of David, or a cross, or a crescent moon, like in the Muslim religion. It doesn't matter. Object can be different, but the technique is the same. So any religion can practice. If you don't want to meditate on Krishna, you can meditate on Jesus or on cross. Or if you don't want to meditate on Jesus and crosses, you can meditate on internal plexus. You know, the chakras, which is no particular religious technique or religious name to it. You see. So there are many things. There are mantras. There's some other Krishna mantra, but there are also mantras like Aim, Hrim, Klim, etc., which has got no specific meaning. It's just a pronunciation, a sound, spiritual sound. It's a mystical meaning only. It has got only energy pattern. And this energy pattern, you can concentrate and then change your vibrations of the body too. But it doesn't matter what you do, the technique you can apply to every religious people. In fact, they all do. Everyone practices meditation and yoga in a way, or knowingly or unknowingly. When you fast, it is yoga. And when you go to and pray and concentrate on an altar, that's called meditation, that's called the yoga. Or when you just think of philosophy, philosophical life, that's also part of yoga. When you do service to humanity, that's called karma yoga. When you go to churches and synagogue for worship, it's called devotional, called bhakti yoga. So in fact, everyone is practicing yoga whether they know it or not, whether they name it or not.
What is the origin of yoga? Where did it come from? How did it
The oldest science of life started in the East, in the Himalayas, when the great masters want to find out two things. How to get rid of pain and how to conquer death. These are the two problems we are all looking. Everyone has got some form of pain, and we are all one day must leave this planet Earth. So the solution they have to find, so they have discovered, yes, there is no death. Death is only for this body, which is inevitable. Everything is changing, this flower is changing moment by moment. That candle is burning moment by moment. So this body also burning moment by moment. All this grey hairs did not come all at once. It came only moment by moment changing. Even now it is changing, but I can't see it. Thousands and thousands of neurons on my body is dying at this very moment, but I am not aware of it. So this universe is constantly changing, but the self, the subject will not change. So through meditation we can find this subject, what we call self or Atman or soul or God, and for that, then and then alone you will be able to remove the pain and the suffering. So that's why how the yoga started. Then to reach this painless immortal state, you have to transcend the body. You have to transcend all other vehicles. We've got astral body inside. There are another body, causal body. Different bodies are there. We have to transcend. So yoga started with the first physical body. That's why asanas are brought into action. Through asanas, postures, you can control the body and transcend the physical pain. Then through pranayama, you can control the emotional pain, and so on. So different methods are there to transcend the pain and reach the immortal state.
It is attachment that causes the pain in the first place.
Attachment to objects, because even to the body, this cloth. Suppose I am attached to this glass because this glass has been used by King George X, and I bought it in an auction for 20 million pounds. Now it is mine, but you are also interested. But I am so much attached, I won't give to anybody. So I protect with machine guns. And at last somehow you took it from me by force, and now it is yours, no more I can hold it. At that time, something fell down and broke the glass. I laugh at it and you cry. See, that's an attachment. The object is there. Before it broke, it would have broken my heart, but now it's not mine, it's yours. If it breaks, it's all right. See? So it's not the object. It is the attachment to the object that brings pain. So through going to the self, we see there's nothing you can own. Everything belongs to the God, and you are everything. At that time, there's no pain.
What is the purpose of meditation?
Try to transcend the attachments and the state we got into, the hypnotic state. I'm a Catholic, I'm a Protestant, I'm a Jew, I'm an Arab, I'm a Hindu, I'm tall, I'm black, I'm British, I'm American, I'm Argentinian. So we have various types of life. We hypnotize ourselves into these. We have to transcend this. We have to escape from this hypnotized state. We are not Argentinian, we are not British, we are not tall, we are not short. Because if two babies are brought without knowing where they are born, they do not know who is a British or Argentinian. For example, an Arab baby and a Jewish baby brought to a hospital. Arab mother and Jewish mother came to a hospital and they delivered their baby. But there was an explosion and confusion, and then the babies have been given in the wrong way to the wrong mothers. Arab baby has been handed over to the Jewish mother and vice versa. They have taken their baby home without knowing that their baby has been exchanged. But an Arab baby now will love the Jewish baby as just like her own baby and vice versa. But when they grew up, the Arab baby now brought up in Israel Jewish family will fight his own Arab people, and Arab baby the Jewish baby brought in Arab will fight his own Jewish people, thinking so the identification with this name and qualification, it's not real, it is false, because we got no real understanding who we are, except your parents told that you are English, you are Jewish, you are Catholic, you are Protestant. We start believing and hypnotizing ourselves. Meditation is the only answer to escape from the hypnotized state into dehypnotized state. I am not this body, I am not a Catholic, I am not Protestant, I am not Hindu. I am that I am. I and my Father are one. That's what Jesus said. I and my Father are one. That I is in you and that I is in me. We are one. That's the purpose of meditation. Teaches oneness. And the Bible that it describes the peace that passeth all understanding. We are looking for that peace or the happiness. That peace is not outside. It is within. Until we go into meditation, find that inner peace, there will be no peace outside.
Can you tell us how the mind works and explain the meaning of Chitta, Mana, Sankara and Buddhi?
Yeah. According to the Indian system, mind has got 4 functions. Mind, intellect, subconscious and ego. All these different aspects of mind are actually part of one mind, but mind can only do in a system to come to a conclusion. For example, I take this, I saw in the distance something lying. First question is, what is it? That's called manas. Question. First question, what is it? Is it paper? Is it plastic? Is it flower? Question, what is it? The next comes the intellect to find out. That's the next portion of the mind. Okay, I'll find out for you. Either plastic or paper. So you first intellect, then the subconscious mind, and look for the data. First it is soft. So he has got previous data of flower. Flower petals are soft. Then you could be also cloth, silk also soft. So it's not sure whether it's really a flower or a cloth or silk or plastic. So now he smells. Smell, another compartment in subconscious mind contains the smell, various types of smell. Well, it smells like something I know from the previous, and the color, another combination. So color, taste, it is not plastic, it tastes like a flower. So by comparing all the data, intellect comes to conclusion, yes, it is a flower petal, it is not plastic, it is not silk. So So the intellect now comes and says, as I know, the egoism coming, I know. Intellect is determined, it is a flower petal, and ego says, I know it is petal, flower petal. That's the fourth process. First thinking and doubting, doesn't matter what it is, that process first goes. You saw this, he said, what type of plant? Question. Then, I've never seen this plant before, because so many hundreds of plants in my mind, various forms of the plants and their flowers and existed, but I never seen, in fact, I never seen this type of plant up to this time. So my mind says, after searching everywhere, I don't know. The intellect says, I don't know, because there's nothing I have seen this before. So I don't know what type of plant it is. So I know this is a petal, I don't know what type of plant is that, what type of fruits it's going to give. I don't know. Suppose if it's an orange tree or a mango tree, oh yes, I see mango tree, it's going to bring mango in the future, because I can come back. So there are four things, thinking and doubting, that's called manas. Then the intellect goes and searches in subconscious mind to find answers of the data, and then intellect comes to conclusion, yes, I know or I don't know. So ego says, I know, I don't know, I do not know. So these are the four processes in meditation. But what we are trying to do is all these four processes must be stopped. And then you come to ultimate knowledge without having an experience. This is called transcendental experience. Then only you get the happiness or the thing we are looking into in our life. Now this mind is very difficult to control. As Patanjali says, yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is this oscillation or thought waves coming from the mind must be stopped. Like an ocean has got waves. There's no difference between the ocean and the waves. They are all made up of same water. But when the water takes a particular shape, then you call waves, and see different from the background of the vast ocean. It's got a particular form, height, and velocity, and so on. So we give that particular form, though it is ocean, it appears to be different, so we give a particular name, wave, velocity. Same way, your mind is like the ocean, but there comes constantly various types of waves, thought waves. Some positive thoughts, sometimes negative thoughts, sometimes neutral, sometimes very passionate thoughts, sometimes very angry moods, sometimes very mild. So sometimes the waves are very like a ripple, very small, not very heavy, sometimes like tidal waves. Same thing, our mind also, various types of waves arises and dissolve constantly. And this disturbs our peace. So yoga is teaching, through meditation you can stop this process of thoughts, and then you find a calm mind and the peace. And again, the mind is a very long subject, we can't describe it. It contains three portions: subconscious mind, conscious mind, superconscious mind. Subconscious is the lower bottom, conscious in the middle, superconscious above. The three levels are there: subconscious, conscious, and superconscious. The subconscious contains instinct, built-in instinct. The conscious, there is reasoning mechanism. Here in the higher mind called intuition. Instinct, intellect, and intuition are the three functions of the mind. We have these two processes, instinct and intellect. Very few people have intuition, but many people confuse intuition with instinct. It's not woman's intuition, woman's instinct. Many people confuse. Intuition is the universal peace and love. This only comes in an advanced stage of meditation. Though we do possess the intuition, it's not developed. It's like the animals, they do have intellect, but it's not developed. The only instinct functions there. See? So there are three types of mind there. And through meditation, we open this channel of intuition where you see oneness, universal consciousness.
Can you tell us a little about Advaita-Vedanta?
That's again, the purpose is to find that self. This body, just like this cloth is an object, it's my cloth, but I am not the cloth. I can give this cloth to you, I can take it back. So this flower is an object. I can give it to you and I can take it back. This water, this glass is an object. So this finger is an object. I can cut it and give it to you, so it has 11 fingers and I have only 9 fingers. But because I have taken one finger off, the subject I am still the same. I did not change. And next day I can have my heart is not functioning, I can get a monkey heart. Still the person I am, subject did not change. With the monkey heart, still I am. With the pig's liver, maybe next day I can have pig's liver and monkey heart. In fact, one man had a pig's liver. So with monkey heart, pig's liver, goat's kidneys, British blood, or the Hindu blood has been changed in the British blood. There are 4 types of blood, A, B, AB and O. So I got all British blood, and with the plastic nose and plastic eyes, then who am I? The subject remains the same. So Vedanta says the subject remains all the time, will be the same, no change at all. But the objects are the body, all the universe, all the galaxies are all objects. They are changing and they will change, and there's no one can stop. At this moment, what happens, subject, Atman, soul, remains eternally same. And immortality means identify with this subject, I am, that I am, or I am my father or one. That self and father or God are one and the same. That's called Vedanta. I and father, Jesus put it, we call I for Aham, father we call Brahman. That's all. So Brahman and I, subject, are one and the same. That's called Vedanta. And that subject is not far away, that God is also in you, and you are in me. That means we are not different, we are one. So the Advaita gives this oneness, universal love, universal consciousness. And only by that method we will be able to eliminate the war and bring peace to this world.
In what way is yoga a science?
Pardon?
In what way is yoga a science? You talk of it as a
Yeah.
science. How does it compare with other sciences?
See, first of all, in Indian system, you cannot distinguish different religion from hygiene or science. There are parts. What we call science is you observe certain things through your senses. But when you observe, just tell me, can you see any change taking place in this flower? But is it taking place?
Yeah.
It is slowly getting withered, but you can't see it. But only after some days you can see it. But how do you know it's changing? Because you have to rationalize. So my body is changing, but I do not know, but I rationalize because 50 years ago my body was not like that, but now you can see what difference it is. So we can see. So science means it's not everything we can experiment. This change can take place moment by moment, we can't experiment. But it's a science we call metaphysics because we can't measure it, nor we can measure the time moment. The present moment is the interval and the future changes into the past. That unimaginable time, present moment, we can't measure. Before you can measure it, it's gone into the past. Past is gone forever. And the future is always in the future. And when it comes into the present, it's gone into the past. So, time cannot be measured, but yet we know there's a time. We just calculate, okay, this ticking of a clock, well, that's a second, we call it. So, most of the things we call science is not science, yet we need some method for measurement. But the present moment cannot be measured, but still we say, okay, science says, okay, we can measure now 1 trillionth of a second. They call 1 femtosecond, or from this second, that second. But still, how many femtoseconds, how many trillionth of a second will make one moment? No one can say, you see. So science means there are 2 types of science from a yogic point of view, objective knowledge and subjective knowledge. One is the Jnana Swarupa and Jnana Vritti. All the knowledge science of outside is temporary and we cannot get the absolute truth of an object by scientific method. That experience or that truth, what we call scientific truth, is a momentary and it will change doing some other method if you observe. If I am observing through a microscope, this object will be different from the ordinary view. Suppose there is a microscope, infinite time we can develop, then it will be a different thing. It will be just energy moving and we can't see the energy pattern. So that's what the science call is an experience we get at a particular moment which is sufficient for us, for our intellect. For example, take Newton. Newton sat under the tree, apple came down. He asked the question, why did the apple come down? So he thought, oh, there must be gravity. So he had discovered the gravity. Then Einstein also came, he sat under the tree. He asked the question, did the apple really come down? Or myself and the tree and the apple went up and touched the apple at the time? the theory of relativity came. Who is right? And one scientist said that sun, first originally in 16th century, the sun was sun is going around the earth is the center. Then Galileo said, no, that's not possible. The sun is the center, earth is going. Naturally, he was persecuted. And then later on, so many things came up. So science has changed since their thinking. Atom cannot be broken. They discovered atom can be divided. And now they said, okay, nothing more beyond electrons and protons and neutrons. That's the end of the matter. But now they said, no, they can also go beyond that. There are so many other subatomic particles exist. So they are going on dividing, and whatever they divide is something new. So they cannot just reach it. What's the absolute matter? Where the matter ends? They cannot say that. So what our investigation says at one particular moment, okay, that's a scientific value. So religion also, metaphysics also is giving, but it's not just telling this is the ultimate truth. It doesn't matter what you learn, what you understand is made up of duality, and duality will change all the time. But the subject, that's science of self. That's ultimate science which will not change. So the two types of science there, objective science and subjective science. When you come to asana, pranayama, etc., is objective sciences for the body. But subjective science of self, which is not belong to any known science, it is I am that I am, where there is no ordinary mental function takes place. So that's all the science. So different types of sciences, You call it science. Only science means just a word we are using. Okay, I investigated. This asana is good for such and such purpose. It helps to bring peace. This type of controlling the mind through particular meditation helps me. So it gives a value, but that doesn't mean the value is permanent and absolutely right. It's a relative. At this moment I found this particular medicine is good, and next day I will find, take it from the market, it is bringing some reactions. So next day they say it's no good. Today it is good, tomorrow it's not good. So this is the way it's all sciences. There is no absolute truth, you see. But we investigate and try to satisfy your intellect to find some answer.
Why are there 4 paths of yoga, and why have you chosen to teach Raja Yoga more than the others?
No, so I'm not. These 4 parts of yoga are not antagonistic to each other or independently divided into kind of compartments. There are 4 types of minds. We can divide broadly the mental type of minds into 4. Some are emotional, extreme emotional. Others are very active. Others are very mystical or scientific in approach. Others are intellectual in approach. There are 4 approaches of the mind. For example, if I look at this flower, an emotional person, a lady, thank you. She's so the beauty and love, emotion. He loves me. So with that, she appreciates. Now, if you get an artist, immediately he will try to sketch. He will get in the canvas. And if you are a scientist, how it has come, what are the nature, which group it belongs to, what are the botanical qualities. So he goes in analytical, in the scientific approach to find that answer. And then a philosopher, intellectual person, this beauty is temporary, but tomorrow it will be just withered and lying down. We will be walking over this beauty. This beauty is not permanent. So he comes to some kind of, yes, so it is passed by. Because it's only temporary, it's fooling me, but I'm not going to be caught. So different types of mind, the same object gives different types of experience. So when you come to yoga to control the mind, if you're an emotional type, you cannot just give that method for other types of people who are intellectual or mystical or scientific. For example, then how are you going to help? What type of method you can give to that emotional person? Well, that same devotion, bhakti yoga, which changes the emotion into devotion, sublimates its energy, and that's a simple way. Other people are very active, like politicians and businessmen. They cannot sit and meditate or go to churches or just meditate on mantras. So it's okay, and see God in all and work and service. Service is the karma yoga. Just simplify but it's quite a long subject. Then mystical temperament, they give the Raja Yoga type, because more scientific approach. There's that, though everything is step by step, is given in a very scientific way, like asana, which you can practice and see the benefits. So as you progress, you can see the energy flow. So it's more scientific. Yet you have to go beyond the intellectual understanding, beyond the experience, and reach that transcendental state. And Jnana Yoga is philosophical life, inquiring who am I, what this body is made up of, and atoms made up of food, which will go back into food. Who am I? Where do I come from? Where do I go? Philosophical. So it's all four, but they are not antagonistic or made in different compartments. Though highest intellectual person also has got some more emotion. He is also active, he cannot keep quiet all the time. So also he has got scientific approach. So also the greatest emotional person also has got other qualities. So we use one yoga as the main, using other auxiliary, so that easy for him to approach. So there is no clear-cut compartments of one is independently of others, you see. So I took to Hatha Yoga, which is more scientific, that's my nature, but that doesn't mean I'm only interested in the scientific approach. I know the philosophy, the Vedanta, I know the Karma Yoga, I also interested in service. That's why I'm going for peace mission to bring peace to the humanity, my Karma Yoga. And then I also go to worship, devotion, arati, meditation I do. So there's also all aspects of yoga there, you see. Right. So it's not independent.
One final question, can you tell us about karma? How it works, what it means?
Yes. Karma means action, but also it has got different means how you use it. Karma means also action and reaction. Karma also means destiny and fate, whatever it is. So different names are there. Your present life, what you see now, must be a cause. This flower, in order to see this beauty, before the flower came into existence, there was a bulb. That's the cause for the bulb. And this bulb is there. Now it came into actual manifestation, but this is not to go back again, the bulb will remain. So there is action, or cause and effect, action and reaction. So also if I take a ball and throw it on the wall, the ball bounces back. So action of throwing, the ball bounces the same force. If I throw hard, it bounces back very hard. So the law of the physics says every action has got opposite equal reaction. Same thing. So you perform any action, good or bad, it will have a reaction. You can't stop it. It's energy. Until energy has been spent, that becomes destiny. So action you are performing now will become destiny of tomorrow. If you plant a fruit and seed, you planted a seed today, and tomorrow, in another few years, you get the fruit, an apple or orange according to the seed you sown. If you have sown a bitter seed, you get a bitter fruit. If you have sown a good seed, sweet one, you get a sweet orange. But at the time of harvest, though you planted a bitter seed, a bitter lemon, and now you are harvesting bitter lemon, your neighbor has sown orange, sweet orange, he is harvesting sweet orange. But you cannot complain, hey, why my fruit is bitter, my neighbor's fruit is sweet, because he planted the sweet, so he is getting. So if you want to have sweet orange, then you have to remove all that what you have and plant new seeds. In time you get sweet orange. That's called karma, destiny. So our present life is caused by past action, and that brought you to a particular place or locality or country, nature or condition which we are now. And what action we are performing now will change our life in the future too. So some people are happy. It's not God made him happy. Some people are poor. It's not God made him poor. God is impartial, but our action, what we did sown in the past, is coming and materializing. So I'm having a yoga retreat in yoga camp. All these people came. I didn't have a penny to start any of these things. I left India without a penny. I started all these things, and all these people came, and they are working for nothing. All the staff, Girish and our centers. And why they are working for nothing? Because their action from the past was to serve, and so they got the same service mentality now, and so they get a type of peace and struggle. So that's what karma, action and reaction, and the form come of destiny. So our present life is the cause of the caused by the past action, and our present action will be future destiny. in conclusion, yoga starts with the body, but never stops with the body. But body is the first prerequisite. Sharira martim kharu dharma sadhana. It means first prerequisite to practice anything, you have to have a healthy body. But take care of the body. For this, we prescribe 5 things. But if you don't take care of the body, but only try to suppress the sickness, it will affect physically and emotionally. For example, I am driving a car and suddenly I saw in the dashboard a red light. Red light says oil pressure is low. Then suddenly another red light saw that cooling system is not working. The engine is getting hot. Third red light says battery is not charging. Fourth red light says there's not enough gas in petrol. I saw so many red lights coming up. I'm a good mechanic. I can stop all the problems. So I opened my glass compartment and took a hammer and broke all the red lights. And I start driving the car. And that's what happening to our human body now. Doctors give prescription drugs. If you have headache, kill the pain. If you have arthritis, kill the pain. If you have heart problem, kill the pain. They are not solving any of these problems, but temporarily they are able to relieve the pain. It's like breaking the red light. The body can only talk to us through the pain. That's the only language the body knows to inform us something is wrong in our system. And yoga exercise, the moment you have any problem, go back into fasting, put the body into a relaxed and restful state. The moment you fast, the body mechanism slows down, metabolic activity slows down, heart, liver, spleen, kidneys, pancreas, every organ has to function very little. And body is time to readjust and find the energy, prana, to remove the problem. So fasting and then with little breathing and asana and meditation, you can remove almost any sickness as possible, as you can imagine of. But when you try to suppress through headache pills and cortisone and so forth, you are only breaking the red light, you are not removing the cause. So my story is to tell you all that yoga is not a theory, you have to put it into practice, and the benefit you can experience. Just like if you have not tasted honey, any amount of talking honey is good, you will not understand until you put a small bit of honey in your mouth. Oh, this is honey, it's sweet. Same thing. Yoga is not a theory, it's a practice. So put it into practice, you see the benefit by yourself. Om Shanti. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu, sarvesham shantirbhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu, sarve bhavantu sukhinas, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukhabhag bhavet, asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, dhyorma amritam gamaya. Om purnamada purnamidam purnat purnam gacchate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Thank you very much. You are touching all this, huh?
Yeah.
You can write a book now.
Another book.
So you got almost everything you want to know.
Yes.
So you put it together now.
Yes.
I would like a copy of this tape for our German magazine.
Right. Yes. So we can arrange that.
So this is going to be introduction now. This sufficient?
Well, bits of it. I mean, some of it.
And some of it, you can
some for the
edit it properly, and then use
Right.
it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's an old teacher training course.